Hi, I'm Squish and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my story about starting over again in WoW after illness and burnout. I thought that the midnight launch was going to be my big fresh start return to World of Warcraft, but instead I crashed out. I spent ages planning with spreadsheets, a gold-making blueprint, and alt armies, but it all ended with me barely logging in. You know what though? Stepping away helped me rediscover and reconnect with what I actually enjoy about WoW. Let me set the scene for you. It's October 2025 and I'm all about planning. I barely played the war within, and all my old main characters were stuck on a North American realm. Lag is something I've always dealt with on NA as I'm based in Australia, but I put up with it so I could play with the friends I'd made over the years. But little by little, those friends stopped playing or moved to other realms for their own reasons. And I was very attached to those characters, but it was time to start over and start fresh. And I figured that starting playing on an oceanic realm would eliminate all my lag issues and I wouldn't have to put up with them anymore for no reason. The idea of starting over was really intimidating though. I love leveling in WoW, but the vague alt army plans I had made meant I would need an army of new characters. Enter Legion Remix. By its end, I had a mini army of 27 fresh characters on an oceanic realm, enough to fill my own guild with. And so Serial Chillers was born. Now, fast forward to a month before the launch of Midnight, and I used that time to get serious about my planning. I was trying to optimize everything, wanting to keep up with the launch and the frenzy that would come along with it. I had this whole vision in my head of becoming a serious gold maker. I even employed AI to help me. I had spreadsheets, professions, all planned out. Concentration systems, leveling routes, the whole thing. Everything seemed perfectly optimized and I was feeling prepped and organized. Then early access began. At the start, I got completely swept away with the content creators I followed. I was caught up in their frenzied attempts to stay on top of the crowd, with their gold making, with their leveling, with their gearing. Everything seemed to be pushing an efficiency culture, which just made me despair that I was falling behind because I really couldn't keep up. The game was feeling so much work and I was running around like a headless chicken. Then I got sick and everything just stopped. Started with a scratchy throat the morning of launch. That was my first harbinger of what would end up becoming the flu. I ended up exhausted. I lost momentum with the game. My first character limped along and finally hit 90 about a week in. Then along came a bonus leg infection. It turns out when your real life energy is low, trying to play WoW like a second job, it just doesn't work. I took my time and slowly, eventually, my health issues resolved and I recovered enough to start thinking about logging in again. realised if I was going to enjoy WoW again, I'd need a much more saner approach. So I decided to stop worrying about the idea of optimization. I threw out the idea of catching up. I had no one I needed to catch up to, and no game content I wanted to experience badly enough to catch up for. Before I had to stop my midnight experience, I'd managed to progress enough that I'd unlocked the Haranir allied race. So I made a baby druid and started leveling her through the Dragon Isles. She felt new and fresh with her adorable druid forms, and the Dragon Isles themselves felt familiar, comfortable, and cozy. I felt like I was reconnecting with the game itself without the frenzied rush of a new expansion. For the first time in months, I wasn't trying to optimize my fun. So, where are we now? My druid Aspen is now progressing through the midnight zones on her way to level 90, but we're taking it slow. She has a cliched jewel gathering setup, but you know, cliches are cliches for a reason. It works. And sometimes I'll just stop questing or delving and fly around picking flowers and rocks for an hour. It's really not optimized at all, but it's relaxing. And honestly, it's the happiest I've been in WoW in a long time. Life is good in Azeroth again. I think sickness and burnout really made me realize that MMOs are supposed to be lived in, not conquered. This version of WoW, slower, smaller, cozier, is actually the version that I needed. Have you ever had to completely reset your relationship with WoW? Or maybe another game? Are you playing Midnight casually or going full optimization mode? I would genuinely love to hear from other returning or older players too. You know what? No spreadsheets today. Just Azeroth.